Just another quick video to share some of my progress in working on this RPG game framework and hopefully an actual game in the end. As you see, there is something new. I now have an actual start screen. I didn't have that before. So I can now go to New Game. And start up, as you would expect. That actually means that one of the things I should be working on soon, or implementing soon, it's not a huge process to do, I don't think, is player death. I've held off on player death because there was no start screen to go back to, so that'll probably be something I'll do later. I have also added a potion system. So you see this, I have taking damage and an area damage system. So those are two things I've added, and when I take my fire resist potion, I stop taking damage. But that's not all. I also, if I can not fumble on the keyboard too much, I can put this here, and I can put this here, and whichever is selected, or actually equipped, will be highlighted. That way, even if something's out of view, you can tell more easily what you have selected. So I can go back to the main menu. Let's load just a good character, because I've also put the magic back in. Magic was a bit broken for a little bit. I fixed it. And now this guy, if I go over here, just get my aim right, I can do this. Now, spells have a cast time. So when you're casting right now, there are sparkles. I'd like to add some animation, or maybe some sound, maybe some magic words being whispered or something. But that lets you know you're casting. And when the cast time is up, you press Q. I had C at first, but that was a little bit something I fumbled a lot for to get, so. You know, you can do that. That has a cast time of 1. It should be similar to what it takes to fire an arrow. So it's kind of balanced around the idea low-level mage with decent stats should be about the equivalent of an archer with a full quiver of arrows as far as their mana, if they're going to use it primarily for attacking. I still have these. I actually have 2 of these girls now, and yeah, all the NPCs look the same, because right now I have a mix of graphics I'll probably keep in an actual game, and some that are stand-ins, and so I'm kind of just using copies of this same character to represent friendly NPCs. She's still going after her beer. I was working on having them engage in group activities. It turns out it's pretty hard to get semi-random autonomous agents to coordinate in group activities, but I did make progress with that. Maybe I'll show that in a minute before I'm done. I also took the castle that used to be on the island and moved it into this test village area. And by the way, the test things, the test arena is basically just where I test out mechanics and new AI, and this is kind of where I want to make sort of a small test game. Call it a test or a demo or a slice, whatever you want to call it. So I've moved this here. And all the 3D models in this area I have created myself. And these are probably all going to be in the final game. But now you can go down into a dungeon, which will definitely have a lot more put into it. You can look around here. So that's one of the things I'm going to start working on, is an actual dungeon, the kind of playtest dungeon exploration. Some of the rooms are furnished, most of them are not at this point. But I've added that in. So those are my plans. I need to add player death. I need to finish some of the features in the start screen, because so far there is no actual settings or help menu. I also need to add a character creation screen. Right now, start just goes to the random character generation I've been using, but that will also change. just a second. I'm not sure if I want to have the exit out of the game completely on that previous menu, but for now it's here. So you can do this. You can also go New Game, and you can get this and select to load or delete. Settings again doesn't work. Help doesn't work. Exit, of course, exits the game. Now, if I go over here, and yeah, Test Village. Temporary content. And I put this in. Let's just get the all 20s. I really ought to add in just super average all 10s as well. But now I have this little chessboard or checkerboard, and give them a little time. One of them will go to it. I don't have a checker playing animation, so instead they do a little dance. And when one of them selects it, it summons the other. The only problem is they do sometimes get stuck in a loop doing this. And then there's my other problem with these friendly NPCs is because they go in all sorts of different directions, sometimes they get stuck on each other. And, well, obviously that's not good. They get going in the opposite direction. So that's one other thing I need to work on, is a way to get them to avoid running into each other and get stuck trying to go the opposite directions. That one's going to wander, but most likely, and just, yep, she decided to do that again, and she summoned her friend. But that's that, and that's also why I don't have it there, because they end up just doing that over and over again. But anyway, that's what I've been working on recently, and where I've gotten so far. I've gotten where it will now show what you have equipped in your hotbar if you have a hotbar item equipped. I've done a little more on this. I'm kind of setting it aside to work on more of this friendly NPC AI later. I've started setting up a level to test the dungeon crawling aspect of it a bit more, and it's not just fight a few guys. I've fixed magic. I've added potions. My potion system, I've only put in one potion, and yeah, they look the same because it's a standing graphic. But what I set up is basically a framework where I could create resist anything by just changing one line of code. It's kind of a template. I could put other things, regen, poison, whatever I want. Basically, I set up a framework where my code editor can auto-complete some boilerplate, and I can just put in a few lines of code and create whatever potion I want. But that's all for now. I hope you have a great day, and thanks for watching. Bye.